Fellowship Chapel certainly has come this far by faith. As we celebrate a year of Jubilee, let's take a look back. Fellowship Chapel came into existence with the help of a few faithful followers. The desire was for a church characterized by friendliness, involvement in the great social issues of the day, free worship, and a deep commitment to God. Former St. Mark's Presbyterian Church members led the clarion call to head in a new direction. An invitation letter went out from Opal Patton and Dr. Richard Smith, inviting worshipers to attend service for the newly founded Fellowship Chapel. 175 individuals responded on that first Sunday, the 5th of June in 1966. That year was thrilling and fast-paced. During that time, they held services at the Halls and Diggs funeral homes. Both spaces were given to them to utilize free of charge. They came this far by faith. On Sunday, October 22, 1967, they dedicated their new home, 18495 Wyoming Avenue, leaning on the Lord, trusting in His holy name. This was home for 12 years. As membership grew, they relocated to 19555 West McNichols. The chapel on West McNichols was home for more than 20 years. To understand the phenomenal history and growth of Fellowship Chapel, you have to meet the man of God who made it happen. The Reverend James E. Wadsworth Jr. was called handsome, dapper, reserved, soft-spoken, loving, and committed. He was the oldest child, born in Indianapolis, Indiana in 1923. He was educated there and received his Master's of Divinity from Pittsburgh Theological Seminary. In 1953, he moved to Detroit, serving as minister of St. Mark's Presbyterian Church. He and his first wife, Myrtle, had two sons, James III and Paul. In 1968, he didn't know at the time he would have a third child, his soon-to-be son in the ministry, Wendell Anthony. He later married Virginia. Pastor Jim, as he was affectionately known, believed in social activism. He served on many boards and was actively involved in numerous civic and charitable organizations, including the 13th Congressional District, the Booker T. Washington Business Association, and treasurer and president of the Detroit branch NAACP. He hosted a radio program on WJLB and produced Open Doors on WDIV Channel 4. For those who never saw or heard him, today you have that opportunity. Let's take a look.
This is indeed a special occasion, and on special occasions it is indeed correct and in tune with the Spirit that we hear remarks from our pastor in his own way, Reverend James Edward Wadsworth Jr. My son in the ministry, Wendell, to our pulpit guests, and to you, ladies and gentlemen. It's certainly my pleasure to welcome you to the ordination of our incoming Christian education minister, Sister Opal Simmons. When Christ was preparing to take leave of his followers here on earth and return to heaven, he said to those he left behind, "Go ye into all the world, teach and preach and baptize." We believe that we can do a better job of teaching if Opal becomes a member of our staff. She's a person who is ably qualified. She had a teaching heart. I can remember her and Carol at the new members class. And they would be there on time, and they would be there with more questions than anyone else. And she has just improved on that desire that she has had over the years to learn more about the faith. She's been a student at the Theological School of the Episcopal Church. She then found that she could possibly intensify her training if she attended the William Tyndall College in Farmington Hills. And so she enrolled in that school. You may know it formerly as the old Detroit Bible College. She's not like some of our students. Some of them I have problems seeing their report cards. She would, in a timely fashion, always bring me her grades. And they have always been far above average. And so I'm pleased as the senior pastor of the fellowship to soon welcome as our senior, not as our senior minister, but as our Christian education minister, the Reverend Opal Simmons. She is well qualified. She's had the experience. She's a charter member of this church. She and Dr. Smith were the two persons that sent out the word for us to come together and form this fellowship some 20 plus years ago. And so I'm glad that you're here. I believe the Lord is pleased. Let us now proceed. Thank you.
To the charter members and to Pastor Jim, we say Insa. We say Asante Sana. We thank you, we honor you, and we remember you. This has been a moment in Fellowship Chapel history.